There we go. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another review. I know it's been a couple of days, but I needed a little break. This is a 1994 action thriller, sci-fi action thriller from 94, directed by Martin Campbell. Yes, the guy that did GoldenEye and Casino Royale. This is one of his earlier films. It stars the late great Ray Liotta, rest in peace, Lance Henriksen, Stuart Wilson, Kevin Dillon, Michael Lerner, and Ernie Hudson in a supporting role. So there's the person of color right there. It was based on a 1987 novel, The Penal Colony by Richard Hurley. In a dystopian future, a former reconnaissance marine serves life imprisonment on an island inhabited by savages and cannibalistic prisoners. No escape. Yeah, that's the poster. Not the No Escape. This is not to be confused with the No Escape movie from 2015 with Owen Wilson. That's a completely different film. This is the 94 No Escape. See, Ernie Hudson's on the poster. My problem, there's a couple of problems with this movie. I didn't hate it. I like this way more than The Rise of Skywalker. The movie's budget was $20 million and made about 22. So it made a small profit, but it could have done better. They released this in April. And, you know, when in the 90s, when a big budget movie came out, you know, it was a big deal. But the budget's on the screen, I would say that. It is because, you know, there's no bad CGI in it. It looks very, it's supposed to be set in 2022, but it does look a bit dated because, you know, 1994, they thought the future would be 20 years after, and it is, but that years already passed. But it does look good. It's a well shot movie. The action scenes are well done. The explosions are real. There's, again, no bad CGI backgrounds or buildings or whatever. It says it was the first film collaboration between the director Martin Campbell and actor Stuart Wilson, who later was in Mask of Zorro and Vertical Limit. Yeah. And it was also his third collaboration between the producer Hurd and Henriksen, who were in The Terminator and Aliens. Those are better films that I've seen worse. The critical reception was mixed on this. It got a 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. They said the technical ambitions of the filmmakers and sets and costumes, while calling it a film where little thought has been given to the personalities. Yeah, the main characters don't have a lot of personalities. The main personality is the villain, played by Stuart Wilson, where he's over the top, just like he was in Ninja Turtles 3. He has a better death in this movie than in Ninja Turtles 3. He gets impaled onto the spikes and is bloody, so it's not that CGI cartoon where he falls and gets sucked into nowhere. That's stupid. And yeah, the movie, it needed, Ray Liotta's performance is good, and so is Ernie Hudson, Henriksen, and some of the other guys, but they don't have much personalities. They're just kind of generic, but they get the job done. Josh, there's no women in this movie. When you see this review, there's not one woman in this film. The entire film is with men, so that's probably going to throw you off a little bit. This is a man movie. There's no women in the film. There's no supporting cast. There's no little girls. There's no girls at all. No teeny boppers, nobody. Don't look, there's not even an old woman. There's nobody female in this movie. I guess Martin Campbell didn't want to put it because his two Bond movies had plenty of women. This has nobody, so that might throw you off. Also, the movie is a little bit too long. It's an hour and 54 minutes. It feels a little bit long in the tooth. It should have been an hour and 45 or an hour and 40. There's a lot of talking in the middle, and with no women to look at, there's not much to look at except the trees and the jungle animals and birds and you know the huts that they live in, yeah, and the prison. It's well shot. I mean, it's a good movie, but it's not a great movie. If it was shorter and had a woman in it, it would have been one of the best films of '94. But in this environment, I don't think a woman would have helped anyway. But anyway, if you want to see the movie, you can watch it for free on Amazon Prime or Tubi or Pluto TV. It's easy to find, so it's not a movie that's going to take you months to find. And I would say stream it. It's worth watching at least once on streaming. You don't need to buy this right away. I would buy the Blu-ray if I could find it cheap, but it's worth something that you watch at home. It's not something you need to see in theaters if it gets re-released. It's a well-made action movie, like I said, R-rated, plenty of gore, plenty of fight scenes, you know, in the second half. The explosions are good. The helicopter scene, you know, Ray Liotta's performance is because Ernie Hudson's in the front cover and he doesn't do much. He doesn't have any action scenes in the movie. He's just there to give Ray Liotta some, you know, advice, and that's about it. But he does well with what he's given. At least it's not a cameo. But anyway, it is a movie worth watching at least once. If you want to see one of Martin Campbell's earlier films before he did Green Lantern and Casino Royale, etc., I still think it's a well-made movie. It's not his worst, not even close. And the actors do the best they can. It just needed more personality. I mean, the prequels had more personality than this. Just saying. What else has Martin Campbell done? He's from New Zealand. He's 80 years old now. Wow. His first film was in 1973. The Sex Thief. I don't know what that is. This is one of his first American-made films, even though it was made in Australia with a American and British cast mostly. Beyond Borders, I haven't seen that one. The Legend of Zorro, I heard that wasn't good. Edge of Darkness, that was too depressing. The Foreigner, I haven't seen. The Protege was good. That was one of his more underrated movies. I think it's better than this one because it's about, I think it's shorter. And Maggie Q is a chef's kiss of a woman, so. But I think this movie's worth your time. If you haven't seen it, there's No Escape from 1994. It's worth a watch just in Ray Liotta's memory because he was a good actor, and I do miss him a lot. But it's not the movie you're expecting. Just don't expect Guardians of the Galaxy. Expect more Escape from New York or, John Carpenter's The Thing, because there's no women in that movie either. But it's a great film. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Acknowledge me. I'm glad I got to do this review after several days because that rant took a lot out of me last week. So I'll see you guys next time. I got more podcasts this week, so take it easy.